Okay, so in this video, we're going to learn how to find the different reports in DRC in Leap 360. So the first thing you're going to do is log into your DRC account, and then you're going to go to My Applications. When you go to My Applications, you're going to scroll down until you find the one that says Report Delivery. So if you click on Report Delivery, then this opens up. Okay, so this is different than it was last year. So now you see something that's called On Demand Year Long. So click on On Demand Year Long. And then when you do that, you're going to get a bunch of sequences of these drop-down menus. So the first thing that pops up is this. It says select one. All right, so when you do that, you have two options. You can select student reports or you can select multi-level reports. For your principal, chances are you're going to be dealing mostly with multi-level reports. For individual teachers, they're probably going to want the student reports to give to the individual students, but there's also some multi-level reports for each individual teacher as well. So let's talk about these student reports. Now, if you click on student reports, notice what happens. So you get this that shows up right away. Okay. Now, so anything with an asterisk you must complete. So the first thing it asks you to do is to select a site. Now, I am using an elementary school. So this particular elementary school, that test coordinator has 4 options available. Remember, we're dealing now with Diagnostic Interim 2021. So click on that. So I'm going to click on this. And then it's going to say select a report. So remember, anything with an asterisk you must complete. So let's select a report. And in this case, there are only 2 options available for student. Remember, we're dealing with student reports. There are only 2 options available. Diagnostic Student Response Map, and then the Diagnostic Student Summary Report. Now, if you recall, in a previous video, we talked about those different reports, so that's not the intent here. The intent of this particular video is just to show you how to get to those reports. So let's just click on the Student Response Map. It doesn't matter which one you click on, the rest will be the same. So I click on this. Now you can filter by grade, you can filter by last name, first name, LACID, or the test session. Let's just go ahead and filter a little bit. Let's filter by grade. So let's say I want to deal with 4th grade. So I'm going to click on 4th grade, and then the next thing you do is you're going to say Find Students. Now, when you click on Find Students, the students are going to show below. You see where the word Students is? It's going to show below that point. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Students. And then you see it's turning. All right, now notice up here it says that, oops, it went away, but there were 87 records that were found, 87. And if I scroll down, and I'm not, because if I do, all the student names, the LACIDs will show up, and I don't want to have to spend the time blurring that out. So, but if you scroll down, you see that vertical bar? If you scroll down, you will see that information. But let me just show you what it looks like. Okay, so when you get it, you're going to see something that looks like this. I'm going to move this thing over, move this page over, and you're going to see this. All right, so you're going to see um, some names listed. Now, I only cropped it out 3 of them, but there's going to be a drop-down menu at the bottom where you can show 5 records, 10 records, 20, 30, 50, up to 50 records per page. But I just chose 3 of them. So if you notice, you'll see the last name, first name, the state student ID, the LACID, date of birth, and then the grade level. Remember, I chose grade 4. Right here, see where it looks like an I? That's where you want to, if you want to download the PDF and then print it. And then here, that's where you want to save it. So maybe you want to save it and send it to the teacher. Now, you see these little boxes here? These little boxes. Let me show you what that is. So I'm going to move this over. So before we move this over, just remember what we just found. So these are all those 4th grade students that I wanted to see the report of. And I would have to click, the way I've done it, I would have to click on each of these little eyes right here to print the report. And if I want to, well, it would open it as a PDF, and then I could print it and then save it and send it to the teacher. I can do the same thing here. Now all this does is it saves. It doesn't open as a PDF for you to print. You see where it says that it looks like a file right here, so it just saves it. Okay, so I'm going to move this over, and the next thing I want to show you is this. If I can quickly, I may have lost it, but if I can quickly find it, let's see. Oops. Okay, so look something like this, and all right, now here's how I want to show you this. So I want to show you these little boxes. So remember a while ago, this page here that we're looking at, there were some boxes right here. Let me show you what you can do with that. So basically, if you showed all those 87 students, and let's say that there were about 20 of these students that belong to teacher A. What you can do is check each of these boxes that belong to teacher A. You scroll down. You'd have to scroll down. You'd have to find all of them, let's say. And you could do several things. You could open the selected. And so you see I have these 4 boxes checked off. So if I open selected, all 4 of those student reports will be in one file. And then I can either print or I can save it and send it to a teacher. I could do the same thing here, save selected. So I could check off these 4. All 4 of those student reports, if I click save, I can save it as one file. And then again, I could send it to the teacher. Now, remember a while ago I was talking about how many I can see on one page. So there's a drop-down menu, and you can see 5, 10. So however you choose, and the maximum is 50, 50. So if you click on 50, then 50 names will show up. Now remember, there were 87 on this particular school for 4th grade, so I would have to go to the next part to get the rest of the students. Okay, so that is the information on how to deal with student reports. Now, if I go next to multi-level reports, so let's talk about multi-level reports. So again, it's going to say select a site, so that's an asterisk, so I must complete that. So I'm going to choose the Diagnostic Interim 2021. And then it's going to say select a report. Okay, now you have more than 2 reports here. So, and all these reports we talked about in previous videos. So the intent here is not to talk about each of these reports. The intent here is to, if I want this, what do I do? If I want the test session summary report, what do I do? If I want the diagnostic test session roster, what do I do? And so on. All right. So let's suppose we're going to select the diagnostic test session list report. So I'm going to click on that. Then it's going to see that asterisk here. So it's going to say select one. So what that does is I've got to go through all of these and find the one that I'm interested in. So I am dealing with an elementary school, and I know that for that elementary school there are some grade 4 math available. So I'm going to go ahead and click on grade 4 math right here, diagnostic. And then I'm going to say either view report or save report, or I can clear the whole thing and it'll clear all of this, and I would start over. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and view report, and when I view report, you'll see this turning, and it's still turning. Okay, and then all of a sudden it's going to open up, and notice I went ahead and I blurred out the information that would indicate the test session and the school and so forth. So I just went ahead and blurred this out, but that's what would show up. So we talked about this report in a previous video, but that's what you do. So if you want that report, you just go through the steps. All right, so I'm going to move this over, and then let's say let's clear. Let me show you what clear does. So I'm going to go ahead and clear it, and then notice this whole thing goes away. So I'm still dealing with multi-level reports, but I still want to deal with Diagnostic Interim 2020. This time, let's say I want to look at, let's say, the Diagnostic School Summary Report. So again, it's asking for just one test session. So you find the one you want, and when you find the one you want, let me go ahead and do uh, grade 4 math again. I can either do view reports or I can save report. Let's just save report. Now we know what happens when we say view report. If we say view report, it turns and then all of a sudden a report shows up. Let's see what happens if I do save report. So if I save the report, it's turning. It's still turning. And it is going to, all right, is going to download down here. See where it says Diagnostic School PDF? Okay, if I click on it, it's going to open up. Okay? All right, now let's go now. Let me go ahead and clear it. Well, actually, we know what happens if it clears, right? I still want to keep this. This time, let's change the report. Let's change the report to, let's say, Diagnostic Test Session Response Map. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now notice this time what happens? You have an assessment to choose, but this time you have to pick a particular session. Okay, so let's say I want to pick grade 4 math again. So I'm going to go ahead and find grade 4 math. And then this time, so here are the sessions at this particular school for grade 4 math. Okay, so if I click on, let's say, this particular person right here, this particular test session, click on that, and then I can either, remember, say view report, save report, or clear. If I do view report, it's going to turn, and then all of a sudden this shows up. So this is the test session response map. And remember, the students show up here, the list SID, and their percentages. Okay, remember the green, the different colors? All that was discussed in a previous video. All right, and so that is, in a nutshell, how you go and you deal with finding the different reports. And so that's going to be the end of this video. If you have any questions, just make sure you contact us.